Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes, and we are a week out from the first criminal trial of an ex-president in American history. And Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to prevent it from happening. Today, he lost before a New York appellate court after he tried to argue that his hush money election interference case should be delayed pending his appeal of his gag order in the same case. That's a gag order that was issued by the judge because Trump cannot stop making threatening and inflammatory statements about people involved in his legal cases, including, in this case, the judge's own daughter. Trump also lost a separate appeal to get the case delayed yesterday. A different New York judge declined to postpone the case while Trump tries to get it moved out of Manhattan to a more favorable jurisdiction. This all comes after he lost yet another appeal for delay last week, which was partially related to his claims of presidential immunity. Of course, the payments at hand happened before he was president, or at least they were agreed to before he was president. He bribed an adult film actress to cover up an extramarital affair they had while his wife was at home taking care of their 4-month-old son. And here's the thing. Donald Trump is incredibly litigious. He has spent his entire career in and out of court. In fact, the only thing he seems to enjoy more than suing people is threatening to sue people.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened. Never. All of these liars will be sued after the election is over.
But I've never seen anybody that lied as much as Ted Cruz. He doesn't even have the right to serve as president or even run as president. He was born in Canada. So I will bring that lawsuit if he doesn't apologize.
They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on false commercials, and it's a disgrace. So what we'll do, I guess we'll sue him. Let's sue him, right? Let's sue him.
Can you go 4 years without threatening to sue anybody?
It's also a tactic for me. It's a business for me, and I've been successful, and I've, used litigation, and sometimes I use it maybe when I shouldn't, and sometimes I don't.
In the past, I think it's fair to say that the ex-president was not afraid of a protracted legal battle. He seemed to relish them. And if you ask him and the people around him, they all insist right now that he is just chomping at the bit, ready for a fight in this New York case.
And he got into a typical Donald Trump posture where he's ready to be combative on something that he believes is an injustice. His knees don't buckle, Savannah, so I think he's now in the posture that he's ready to fight this.
This is an all-out war. An all-out war. Donald Trump is the toughest human being I've ever met.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. If you actually look at Donald Trump's actions, he is not standing at the courthouse door saying, bring it on. He is clearly desperate to avoid going to trial. I mean, he is truly throwing everything at the wall, see what will stick. There's one really good reason why he is trying so desperately to wriggle out of this trial, which is that the government has a very good case against him. And the reason we know the government has a very good case is because the issue at hand here, the facts of the charges, have already resulted in someone going to jail. Michael Cohen was the intermediary who pulled off the scheme of structuring these very payments to Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors under the Trump administration, Trump's Justice Department, said it was illegal, and illegal in a way to benefit Trump's campaign. It benefited Trump's campaign specifically because the payments came right after the news of the Access Hollywood tape broke. And if you remember, Trump was the weakest he had ever been as a candidate. One more scandal, like, say, a secret affair with a porn star while his wife was taking care of their 4-month-old newborn, would have very likely ended his campaign. One of the great counterfactuals of American history. So what happened? Trump had Michael Cohen interfere in the election by paying Stormy Daniels to stay quiet. Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to those charges and others. He went to prison for over a year before securing home confinement during the COVID pandemic. Again, this is all just like on the record. This is all established, okay? For all of Trump's gravity-defying improbable escapes from accountability, and believe me, having covered him for a while now, there have been many, legal or otherwise, somewhere deep down, he is just a scared 77-year-old man. Toughest guy I've ever met, notwithstanding. He's also someone that has watched a whole bunch of people in his orbit go to actual prison or jail. Like, really doing it. Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, Alan Weisselberg. He's got accountants worked with for decades. Peter Navarro, George Papadopoulos, Rick Gates. Trump doesn't want to join those ranks. Just ask Michael Cohen.
He could, at the end of that line, potentially, he's legally presumed innocent, he could end up in prison. Based on your long years of service with him, how will he process that?
Very poorly. As I like to call him sometimes in my tweets, Diaper Donald will be filling up that diaper because this is not something that Donald is capable of either understanding or contending with. He, as you stated accurately, he believes he can control every situation. This is not a situation that he has any control over, and that's making him sick to his stomach.
And you think he'll feel genuine fear?
Yes. I think right now he's beyond petrified.
Underneath all the bravado is an elderly man who's genuinely facing the possibility of the same fate of so many of his associates. Time behind bars.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.